Hello, it's Sean Leach here, Fit and Vital Life, and welcome to this video case study, this brand new video case study of one of our amazing success stories, Helen. So meet Helen. Let's get straight into the nitty gritty. I'm going to talk about the things that are on the screen here. What about the things that she'd done, the things we put in place to help her, given what she tried before and hadn't worked. And also I'm going to give you a little bit of a step-by-step plan, the things that you can implement straight away, show you her results from what she got with working with us, and also some key takeaways and some key points from Helen's particular journey that you can combine with the practical steps, if you like, because I think it's just as much as the practical steps are important, things like the training, the food. I think the mental things, the things you really got to do behind the scenes, not just like preparing food and stuff, but the way you approach the whole process of losing weight, getting fit, dropping inches, whatever it may be. It's just, if not more important, to have the right stuff up here, to have the right frame of mind, to have everything in place mentally, because it's got to be a huge focus. It's got to be one of your number. I always talk about this with our clients and even on other videos. Whenever you're embarking on any sort of result, if you think back to any achievement you've ever done in your life, you've made it one of the top priorities, if not the top priority. And losing weight is exactly the same as that. If you think about getting a promotion, the overtime you put in, the work you put in, maybe the extra courses that you do alongside your work that you need to do to get the promotion, you find time for that outside of work, you make sacrifices. Maybe a degree of some kind, starting your own business, starting your own little side business of Avon or whatever it may be. You commit the time, you sacrifice, you do the stuff you need to do to make it work. Weight loss is the same thing, and it's about getting hold of that first, in my opinion, and then the application of the practical things like training will follow. And those two combined, it's just a matter of time before you get a great result, not a matter of if. And I think there's a few important factors on both ends, which I'll touch on in this case study video with an example of one of our amazing success stories. So Helen's goal was to lose weight. She spent years bouncing from diet to diet in the past, like many you probably have as well. She's tried this, that, and the other, and it just hasn't really worked for her. Helen's also a smoker, and I'll touch on what where she's now at with that today at present. And she's done really well during lockdown. She signed up to join our gym program, our 8-week drop of dress size challenge, just before the lockdowns. I think no, she was scheduled. Yeah, she was scheduled to start in January, and the lockdown happened. So we then transferred to doing home workouts, and she done really well with them. She always attended the live workouts and done great, and it was better than nothing. But she was ready to step up the intensity when we got to the gym, and boy, did she do just that. So here's what we do over the 8-week program, and what we did with Helen specifically as well, the things that we implemented to help her get results when it comes to the practical side of it in the gym. So we trained 3 times per week. That's it. We didn't train every single day. We didn't do cardio every single day. We didn't run ourselves into the ground to try and lose as much weight as fast as possible. We train smarter. So we train using weight training and fun boxing activities, but the intensity of those workouts are hard enough that they're fun and enjoyable and don't make you want to vomit afterwards, but also hard enough that you don't need to train every single day and you can have that prepared time, because remember, best results happen during rest, not training every day. We increase the protein intake in line with that training. Because we're doing weight training and we're building muscle tone, we need to increase our protein intake, which will help with burning the body fat over time and making you more toned and in better shape. And we focus on a variety of healthy foods. So we use our recipe packs and our meal plans to follow some basic nutrition principles, which include eating balanced, nutritious foods and vary them foods. So we don't focus on counting calories and macronutrients, and we don't focus on restricting what you eat. If anything, we're focused more on eating more quality balanced foods. So it's more about an eating more often and regular and better than eating less and counting and restricting and reducing everything in order to try and lose weight. I don't believe that's the right approach long term. So it's not something that I instill early on in our program, because I don't think it'll work. If you think about yourself, maybe, or any of your friends who have embarked on a 6-week program, some kind of try and lose a big amount of weight in a short frame of time, you know the restrictions you put on yourself to try and achieve that. And while some people do, there's a very small number of people who can sustain it, because it's just not realistic to live like that all the time. So therefore, I don't instill that at all. We still enjoy the treats at the weekend as part of this normal lifestyle. You've got to enjoy yourself, and not just at the weekend. You can still eat treats during the week following our program as well. We focused on low GI foods, which is just an easy way to eat carbohydrates, but eat the right kind of carbohydrates. So you don't have to think about eating no carbs or going keto or whatever. You can still eat carbs, but focusing on the better kind of carbs and in the right times as well. And that's also in line with tailoring nutrition to your rest days and your training days, so that you're not overeating and you're eating the right stuff to give you the right energy for your training. And Helen actually went the extra mile as well. So our approach is to train 3 times a week, but Helen does some swimming twice a week as well, because she likes doing some swimming early in the morning, and I'll touch on how that's important later on. So let's just get straight into it. Here's what you can do. So those are the things that we installed with Helen to help her get a great result, which I'll show you in a moment. And I just want to get straight into how this can apply to you. I want to give you some steps you can follow right now so you can get to work. Start something. Anything. If you haven't started doing anything yet, or you're wanting to lose weight, or you're wanting to get back in your routine, you've just got to start something. You just have to start, because a little bit of effort will make huge progress over time, and it will spark motivation. By the act of doing something, it's going to spark motivation over time, so that you can actually keep going and then keep progressing and start to see and feel changes that will just motivate you to keep going and going and going. It can just be the simple act of starting, which can get you so far. Protein source for each meal, which I touched on. It can be really beneficial to help burn body fat over time, in line with good quality training as well. Don't restrict too much. Like I say, sometimes I think, one, it might not work in the short term, and two, it's not going to be sustainable, so you'll end up yo-yoing. So I think it's a better approach to just holistically overall eat healthier in general, just day to day. You don't have to think about eating necessarily, like, really cutting back. I mean, some people cut back on meals, or hardly eat anything in the meals, or they'll skip meals, or they'll just they put too much of an effort on restriction instead of just the act of changing aspects of your meals to choose better options. I think that has a better result long term. And that goes in line with focusing on healthy, balanced meals as much as you possibly can. And look at your habits. Helen, like I said, Helen used to restrict too much, and she wasn't eating enough, thinking that was the answer. And we installed actually eating more regular, balanced meals as a better approach, and that seems to work. Your habits could be something different. Maybe it could be biscuits with your cup of tea. Maybe you can look at that to reduce your consumption of bad sugars. Have a look at your habits. Have a look at things that are general habits. It could be a glass of wine after work every night. Start looking at them and start installing some new approaches to those habits. Okay, so here are the results that Helen got over the 8 weeks with us, which I think are just remarkable, to say the very least. She's done really, really well. I'm going to move my head over here. She's done really, really well. I mean, as you can see, it's a total shape change with the way she was looking. And if you can see the after photos there of her back, a total cut-in shape change, more shape around the bum and the hips, and the same around the front as well. And this is all the act of just lifting weights and eating better quality foods. No calorie counting, no cardio, apart from the little bit of swimming that she'd done. But we didn't have to really go hard and heavy over 8 weeks and run yourself into the ground. This was a far more sustainable approach. And the funny thing about this as well is that Helen barely even lost any weight in here. And the reason for that is because, as you can see, what she's done is just has changed her shape due to using weight training, as opposed to using loads of cardio and feeling that sagginess and feeling that lack of tone from doing too much cardio. She's changed her shape by improving her muscle tone. But by improving muscle tone, you obviously increase your weight a little bit because muscle is more dense. But at the same time, it is evidence to see that the weight doesn't mean everything all the time, because despite that just a little shift in weight, which to the eye, if you're looking at it now, you would think you'd lost loads of weight. What's really happened is she's changed her shape. She's changed her shape by using weights and building muscle tone to transform her body shape. And she has lost body fat at the same time, which is the reduction of weight, but the addition of weight in muscle tone has sort of balanced out that weight. And it's really interesting, and it's a real eye-opener for women sometimes, especially for Helen, because it really started to change her mindset around the old approach of dieting and trying to lose weight to now this new, more enjoyable approach of lifting weight and eating good quality foods to transform the shape of your body, make you look better, without having to stress about the scales and do loads of cardio and train every day and be really, really restrictive. It's a far better, more sustainable approach to your whole lifestyle, in my opinion. And let's move on if we can. Okay, so these are the key takeaways and the action points. I want to keep this really, really short and just, but something you can just go ahead and do. You can start doing, take away right now. Take the motivation, take the plan that I mentioned before, and take these action points and just start getting to work. Okay, so the key takeaways and action points from Helen specifically. Number one, and I think it's most important regardless of who it is the desire. Helen had the desire to do the work. There was people who started at the same time as Helen who didn't have as much desire and therefore didn't do as well as Helen, and that happens. And it all comes down to your desire. How much do you want it? Are you going to put in the work like Helen did? She done an extra session. She didn't need to, but she done some swimming. She took on board all of the advice and she done daily and weekly effort. She didn't half-arse it. She didn't just sign up and think, right, the act of signing up means that this is just going to be magic wand waving and I'm going to get a result in 8 weeks. You sign up, you put in the effort every single day and every single week, and it happens. If you half-arse it, it won't. If you don't have that desire to do the work, it won't happen. She's done the basics properly, going back to healthy, balanced meals, training 3 times a week, not overdoing it, not over-restricting, just doing the basics right. The stuff that we all know that we should be doing, but we try to overcomplicate it by going on keto or eating 2,000 calories a day. Just go back to the basics. In the act of doing that and lifting weights is a massive combination of the body. If you think about what it does, lifting weights, building that muscle tone and changing your shape, it ignites your body to be more efficient at burning body fat. The more muscle tone that you have in your body, the more efficient your body is at burning body fat over time, providing that you combine that with good quality foods. If you're exercising hard and trying to restrict too much with the act of losing weight, you're not giving your body enough fuel that it needs to really be an efficient body fat burner, which is why I think it's better to train hard, use weights. You can do some cardio as well, but get weights in there and eat good quality balanced meals so you can fuel that training and you can change your shape like what Helen did. And just take on board this advice. I mean, I can't stress it enough. Helen just took on board the advice that we provide inside the online group and in the gym, and she actually done the work. There is no magic wand. She just got up every day and put in the effort, and that's what you can do as well if you follow these steps and if you take on board this motivation, this inspiration from Helen, take away these action points and get to work. You can do the same as well. But if you need some help, if you need some guidance to do this, it's all well and good me saying, yep, go and do that. But for some people, it's not as easy. Sometimes you need a bit of a push. Sometimes you need accountability. Sometimes you need something in writing, a plan to follow. Maybe you need to come to the gym to come to our sessions. Whether you can get to our gym or whether you can't get to our gym and you need some help and accountability with getting into this weight training routine and eating better quality meals, if you need some help and some guidance, reach out, reply to this email. There should be a link below this video, maybe a button below this video, however you're watching it. If it's a link or a button, whatever it is, there's the doorbell. They'll have to wait. Then get in touch and we can help you with this. You've just got to respond and we can help you put a plan together, put some action steps in together, and I can coach you and hold you accountable to actually get the work done. I'm going to go and answer the door. Have a great day, get to work, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.